machine. No use to fight back. MMA, knock your nigga head like a KKK. Hush your nigga mouth if you can't walk the talk. Smokes. Me running really, really fast. Ginger eye round the back of me black ass. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Closing inch by inch, got me in a pinch. Modern day Scotty Rock a laundry lynch. Your nigga head like a KKK. Hush your nigga mouth if you can't walk the talk. Smoke. Me running really, really fast. Ginger eye on the back of me black ass. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Closing inch by inch, got me in a pinch. Modern day Scotty Rock a laundry lynch. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Oh, close, smoke, me running really, really fast. Ginger eye on the back of me black ass. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Closing inch by inch, got me in a pinch. Modern day Scotty Rock a laundry lynch.
What is going on, everybody? How we doing today? As usual, hope we're doing well. It is a Wednesday, and we're doing our usual Wednesday stream. We're just chilling tonight, as usual. That's all my streams have been lately. You know, my streams, like, I like that they're a place where you can just come and chill and shoot the shit about whatever. I don't think that's a bad thing. It would be nice if I could find the time and the energy to do more creative streams and stuff like that. But I just haven't had the time and the energy. But you know what, like, I have some time off from work. It's the slow season. Summer is the slow season for me. The things that we usually have to do, they kind of slow down, if not completely stop. I would usually take the summer off, but I'm going to be working this summer because I'm getting ready for a big move. And like, I still do have quite a bit of time off, so maybe I can use some of that time to like think about some shit, you know? But a lot of it will have to be used to get ready for the move, you know. So it's kind of a you know, it's kind of a we'll see what happens. We'll see what I can do. Hold on one second. All right. Sorry, I got to get back to my wife right now. There we go. But what is going on, Zachary Verad? What is going on, Nuclear Snake? What is going on, anybody else who is there who has not chimed in yet? Hope you're doing well tonight. Summer mentioned. When did oh yeah, fuck. I mentioned Summer. I was like, who mentioned Summer? Well, Can't get over that Mike Perry Nate Diaz fight. It was awful and entertaining at the same time. Yeah, oh yeah, like Mike Perry is one of those dudes who looks older than he is. He's only like 34 years old. He's only 3 or 4 years older than me, and I'm one of those guys who looks a lot older than I am. Thank the hairline, thank the hairline. But yeah, it is. Yeah, you know, it was a crazy fight. It sucks to see Nate get done like that, but I mean, that's just the fight game, dude. That type of shit happens. It happens sometimes. And what you gonna do about it? There ain't too much you can do about it. I don't hate Mike Perry though. I do like Mike Perry. He's a fun fighter. It was funny the lead up to that fight. Nate Diaz doing his "I don't give a fuck about any of this shit" thing, and Mike Perry trying to get him to give a fuck. He was like, how are people supposed to know about this and care about it if you're not coming to the media day stuff? That's exactly how he said it with the patented Scott Sullivan forgetting the word in the middle of the sentence thing. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. That was pretty crazy. Jeez Louise. Um, Look, I didn't hate that card. By the way, what's going on, Dismodu? Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna answer your question. But excuse me, jeez. Oh yeah, that was an entertaining card though. I had a good time with that. It was a fun time. I would be interested to see what MVP has in the future. And a lot of people had a positive view of the card. A lot of people also had a negative view of the card, but like I saw if it was mixed, the people who loved it, they loved it for the same reasons that I kind of loved it, where it was like, it felt like real MMA. It felt like what MMA was supposed to be. There wasn't anything cookie cutter about it. Um, Even seeing Ronda Rousey armbar Gina Carano in like 2 seconds, that right there was refreshing because you don't see armbar attempts in the UFC anymore. It's generally not a good idea to go for arm bars a lot of the time in modern MMA because uh, it's what ends up happening, right? Everybody saw it. If this is Gina Carano, this is Ronda Rousey. She throws the leg over and then she falls to her back. So she is now laying on her back. If Gina Carano was able to escape that, say she hitchhikered her way out of it or another armbar escape, then Ronda would have been on her back, which is not advisable in mixed martial arts. You don't want to be on your back on the ground. You want to be the guy that's in the top position, who's up. And because of that, you don't see a lot of guys who go for submissions in general. But if they're going to go for a submission, it's like they take the back and they go for a rear naked choke. They if they're going to be on their back, usually it's going to be because they jumped a guillotine or something like that. They're not going to go for like an arm bar where they're in mount and they snatch an arm and they go for it. Even that was kind of refreshing. I'm not a Ronda Rousey fan by any means, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I didn't hate it. Is what I would say. Dismodu says, Scott, how do you attack an armbar attempt like Rousey put on when you're supposed to be the top all the time? I don't exactly know what you mean by that, Dismodu. I don't know. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. Do you mean like how do you get out of the armbar in that situation? Because um, I want to see something. Rousey armbar Gina Carano. It's literally not Corano, it's Carano. I was joking, but okay, so let's see. Yes, you can have this fight in a GIF format because of how quick it happened. I don't think I can show the fight, but I'm going to pause it on the armbar itself. Here, bang. Um, mm, mm. Okay, all right, okay. There's like there we go. Okay, so I know I can get away with showing a still image. I know that's okay. But I can't show the video. I can't take a chance on showing the video. Um, oh no, I meant Gina is supposed to be best all time. I mean, she was never considered to be the best of all time. What it was is that in the mid to late 2000s, she was a pretty looking woman by MMA standards. And she was beating a lot of other women, you know, and then she ran into Chris Cyborg. Cyborg, like, fucking ruined her, beat the living hell out of her. If we can watch that fight, we will. I don't know if like the UFC or anybody else owns it. It might be, if it's a Strike Force fight, then the UFC definitely owns it, and we cannot watch that. At least on YouTube. At least on YouTube, we can't watch that. But I'll see if I can figure out whether or not we can watch that fight. But I mean, I already have this pulled up, so I'm going to talk about it. So the issue here, right? The issue here is that Gina has her arm caught between Ronda's legs. In jiu-jitsu, it's actually not a good idea to cross your feet and have your knees wide like that. What you want is to actually have your knees pinched together. And you can feel the difference in an arm bar. If somebody puts you in an arm bar and they make you tap twice, once with their knees apart like this, and the other time with their knees pinched together, you feel how much tighter and how much more stress that arm bar supplies, right? But like the one time you can get away with crossing your feet in an arm bar is when you have this person's arm trapped. Now that arm is not that trapped necessarily, but the issue is Gina tried to hitchhiker escape her way out, but she could not get there. Why? I'm not 100% sure. I don't I don't know that the feet being crossed would have been in the way. I don't think that's how that would have worked. I have a feeling it's probably just that she couldn't turn the thumb, because the thing is, right? Let's say I'm laying down, which means your point of view would be the ceiling. I if I'm going to have an armbar applied to me, right? I want my thumb facing the ceiling, which, as we said, I'm laying down on my back right now, so your point of view is the ceiling, right? You can't see my thumb, but I need my thumb facing this way, right? If I want to do what's called a hitchhiker escape, what I need to do is I need to turn my thumb to the ground, and what that does is, you notice how that changes the angle of my arm, so that now you can't break my elbow with you can't break my arm with that arm bar that you have anymore, right? That's the most important part of the hitchhiker escape. Then what you would want to do is, using your legs, what else are you going to use? You're going to take 3 steps, and on that third step, once your body is realigned to about here, on that third step, you're going to use it to turn over. And that's what I was talking about with, if Gina was able to escape this, then Ronda would have been on her back, and that wouldn't have been very good for her, right? Um, but unfortunately, the hitchhiker escape did not work for her. I don't actually think it was an arm bar. Well, it was an arm bar, but I don't think it was the arm bar that made Gina tap. I think what it was is that there was so much stress on the shoulder, and possibly, I don't know exactly what this is, but, you know, going down from like the armpit area there. I've been in arm bars that have not actually hurt my arm. My arm was not in danger of breaking, but because of how tight my arm was being held when I tried to move, I felt it in here and in here. I'm actually dealing with a torn pec. My pec is partially severed. It's partially separated because in November I entered a jiu-jitsu tournament and I got caught in an arm bar and it popped. Like, it wasn't the arm. My arm was perfectly fine. There was no point where my arm itself was in danger, but that's just how crazy it is to have a black belt trying to armbar you, you know? The armbar is almost what happens after the guy doesn't tap to the shoulder and anything in this area fucking popping on him, you know? It's insane. Gina Carano sounds like the name of a rejected Sopranos character. Yeah, actually. That is a good one. That is a good one. Oh, excuse me. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, excuse me. But yeah, like there's there's a couple of different aspects as to why Gina was unable to escape this, you know. If she was able to get this arm out, she could have utilized that arm to push the legs up over her head so that she could sit up and take a side control type of position. But obviously that didn't happen. And that's one of the reasons why you don't want to cross your feet in the armbar unless you really have good control of that arm right there, you know? And actually, truthfully, the reason why the hitchhiker did not work, it's kind of twofold. What'll happen a lot of the time, the way I do a hitchhiker, because it makes it easier, is I'll take the arm that is not in the arm bar, this arm right here, and I'll shove it underneath my hips, because what that does is it makes it a little bit easier for you to turn over, because if it's not under your hips, your arm can sometimes be in the way. You're not able to actually turn over and go for real, you know? Um, but yeah. Are there any new submissions that anyone has come up with, or why do you think the only the same handful are really used or known? Um, wait, who's bought life? Who's bought life? Pissorgulus. Welcome, by the way. Welcome. Who's bought life? I'm curious. Somebody else said something as well. Oh, whoa, WH, did it hurt? It did. Summer's tape got leaked. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Hope she's all right. You know, hope she's all right. Can't get over the. Oh wait, I already read that. I wanna answer what you asked, Dismodu. I just wanted to make sure because I thought I saw somebody else. Ask something. Jeez, Louise. Anyway, um, oh yeah, but when it comes to submissions, right? Um, when it comes to new submissions, there isn't really anything new under the sun. The human body has been pretty much unchanged for thousands and thousands of years now. Even like a Cro-Magnon versus like a Neanderthal versus like whatever came before Neanderthal. I think it was like Homo habilis, homosexual. Anyway, I like our bodies are so similar. They move pretty much the same way no matter what. So like the idea that anybody is inventing anything new, no. They're probably discovering something that people have known about somewhere at some point for a long time, and they're just giving a name to it. They're giving either a name, like the first name that's ever been given to it, or or they are giving it a name that it will kind of be known as colloquially, right? Like people talk about calf kicks in the UFC, and this isn't a submission or anything like that, but the way people do calf kicks, people have known how to do that for like decades and decades. It's called a cut kick. People don't always target the calf with it, but the type of kick that people do in the UFC or just in modern MMA, the very like not turning all the way, not like taking a big movement, the very like just throw a leg at them. That's called a cut kick. That's been being used for decades and decades and decades, you know? And the same thing kind of goes with like movements and submissions in MMA. You know, there's nothing new under the sun in MMA, in combat sports. Now, to actually answer why we keep seeing the same ones used over and over again, it's because if we're being honest here, there's a lot of things that can really only be used in a very strict rule set. You know, there are things that don't really work that well if you have somebody who can throw punches at you. That's why we don't see a ton of triangle chokes in mixed martial arts because, excuse me, in order to set one of those up, you have to be on your back and you have to take the chance of somebody wailing on you until you can get that thing to work. And then depending on how you do it, if you do it wrong, you might get slammed. I saw a dude on Instagram. I wish I saved this. He was in an amateur MMA fight and he caught this dude in a triangle armbar combination. He had the dude pretty deep too, but he wasn't tapping. This dude stood up, shimmied over to his right, and kicked the dude in the head twice. And And the referee was so like, what the fuck just happened? He let the guy get away with it. That's technically, and it's not even technically, that is just an illegal strike. Those are illegal strikes. You're not allowed to kick to the head of a downed opponent in Western MMA. Maybe if it was Ryzen, or I don't know if you can do soccer kicks in one, but like if you can do it there, but not in this place that they were doing it at. You know, especially not as amateurs. Even if soccer kicks were legalized in the unified rules that we use in the West, even if soccer kicks were legalized, I guarantee you they would not be legal for amateurs. There's a lot of things that amateurs aren't allowed to do, you know? What was I going to say? But yeah, it comes down to efficacy is what I'm saying. Some things are just the efficacy of them, the actual ability to utilize them reasonably for a return on investment is simply, it's just not there. It's just not there, you know? Omoplata is a great example. How many omoplatas have you seen in MMA? How many omoplatas do you see in jiu-jitsu? You don't see a lot of omoplatas in jiu-jitsu all the time. Even at a high level, they're not really, they're just, because they're a really finicky submission. You just don't get guys that are willing to take the chance, because if it fails, you know? But yeah. The raped, says the scrunge. The push-up fish toy was cool. I tried getting Landon to do push-ups, and he just refused and claimed he does them off stream. That's a good one, Landon. That's a good one. That's a good move. It's a good move. I ought to do the same thing. Fucking, I can't do push-ups right now. Like I said, I'm dealing with a torn pec, and I know it's torn because if you guys could feel here on me, right? If you could feel like here versus here, you just feel there is a lack of tissue that is supposed to connect the pec to, you know, the upper shoulder, the upper arm area, and I can feel it, you know. I'm getting strength back, and I don't think I'm going to get a surgery for it, but like it's fucking annoying, man. It's fucking annoying, you know. It's a nascent sport. You know, nascent is one of those words that I hear. I've probably even used it, but I never really got what it was all about. I never got the hype about the word nascent. Never really learned it, you know? The Cro-Magnon with the Peruvian necktie. Exactly. You know? Discovery will take place in the seconds between moves, similar to how gymnastics evolved across the past century. Exactly. You know, like I've found shit. Like the gift wrap, for instance. I started using the gift wrap before I knew what it was called. I used the gift wrap position for like 2 or 3 years, and I used it so much, and nobody ever told me what it was called because nobody around me knew what it was. So I decided to give it a name. I called it tying the noose, or just the noose. And then I figure out what the gift wrap position is, and I'm like, oh, perfect. You know, same thing with like, there's this I'll actually utilize, right? I'm actually kind of proud of this because to this day, I've never seen anybody do this. I want to show you guys the hitchhiker escape in real time, right? Hitchhiker escape. I want to show you guys real quick. Yeah, fuck it. We'll use a, all right, so. Yeah, we're good. All right.
Really effective, but probably overused escape for the armbar. So from here like this, if Ed gets my hands separated here, I want to pull the leg down. I want to turn my palm to face me. I want to step out 1, 2, like this.
You see, this guy does it a little bit differently than I do. I'm gonna have to test that pull the leg out thing. That might not be a bad idea, but
I'm gonna staple that leg down and then step over, come out.
So, oh no, let's see. So,
and I can't grab it, pull it back. This is when I need to go to the calf. I need to pull it down. I need to step out 1 like this. I'm gonna kick this one up 2 this way.
So this guy's not actually applying an armbar right now. I don't know why he wouldn't at least like show like he's trying to do an armbar. So because of that, I can't even use this as an example, you know? Because it's like, I mean, it's not that it wouldn't work. It's that like the way that dude is holding what's supposed to be an armbar is just so like autistic that it's like, I don't want to have to explain it.
He's attacking
right?
armbar and we hitchhike escape.
Okay. So fucking A.
He's attacking armbar and
So this dude's doing it real
hitchhike
quick,
escape,
right?
pass, cradle, side control. One of the best escapes that there is. One of the main reasons we do the armbar.
Are they gonna fucking do it mad quick
So
the whole
he's
time? No, they're doing it
attacking
slower.
Armbar.
Okay.
We still have our arms locked, hopefully our hands interlocked, and we would try to get between the knees or pull in our elbow, and we cannot because he has decent control. Now we will supinate the hand so the palm is facing our face and rotate the whole shoulder while rolling away to our left when he's attacking the right arm. You see this?
Again, like nobody is doing the armbar correctly. What I would do, right, and I've done this before, I haven't tested it against higher level like competition or anything like that, so I can't be 100% sure that it's going to work. But one thing that I will do is I will do what I call holstering the pistol. I will take this dude's arm, and instead of allowing it to go that way, what I'll do is I'll take it, I'll pull it over this way, and I will put it down by my hip, because what that will do a lot of the time is it will naturally bend this dude's arm down into an L so that I can utilize a Kimura off of it. Now, what happens a lot of the time off of this though is he ends up getting to his to his knees, right? He gets to his hands and knees, and I can't explain this. I have to show it to you guys. I have a video of me doing it somewhere. Maybe I'll show it to you guys if I can track it down. I'm not going to go looking for it right now. I do think it's on my Instagram, but you know, I don't know where, so I'm not going to bother trying to like, oh, let's find it. What'll happen is my left leg usually will end up over the dude's shoulder, and my right leg will end up underneath the dude. So I'm in like a weird Kimura sort of situation where I have this dude's arm, and one of two things is going to happen. Either one, I'm going to twist that Kimura and he's going to tap, or two, he's going to roll through, which if I can stop, I will. But if I can't, that's fine, because I'm going to follow him and I'm going to use that to wrestle up to a side control or a mount if I can. Mount, you're not usually gonna get that, but you know, you can go side control, you can go north south, you know. Like I discovered that on my own and it works for me. It hasn't ever not worked for me. I've used it for a long time. It's like you find shit, you discover shit just doing jujitsu. It just happens, you know. Whether it's something that's widely used and you just stumble upon it, or if it's something that's a little bit more esoteric and you're like, oh, sick. What's going on? Andrew Maness says, hope you're doing well, man. Just chilling. In UFC news, Colby has retired. Yes, he has. Indeed, he has, and that is unfortunate. I mean, look, he was on his way out in the first place, but he definitely deserved to be on that UFC White House card, you know? Dana White did him and a lot of people dirty. They did America dirty. But the thing is, truthfully, I've been thinking about it. I don't think Dana White is the one who's 1,000,000% to blame. I mean, obviously, he is a large part of the UFC. He is the public face of the UFC. But ever since the TKO merger between WWE and UFC, I mean, think about what happened with the WWE. Vince McMahon got ousted from his own company, a company that he built basically from the ground up, by some suits in a boardroom who have their own ideas, their own agendas, their own everything. The boss is no longer the boss. There's bosses telling the former bosses what to do. And because of that, I don't know that Dana White is really 100% to blame, but man, it really, it feels like the dude is a shell of his former self looking at him. It feels like he has betrayed everything that he could have been, he could have become. And it is just not, it's not fun, man. It's not fun to see. You know, the way he does fighters dirty, even worse than before a lot of the time, you know? He does these fighters dirty. He does these cards dirty. He did America dirty. TKO did America dirty with that UFC 250 card. You know, it's disgusting what they're doing. You know, I wonder what the I wonder where these boardroom guys are from as well. I wonder where the CEO, the CFO, the this guy, the that guy. I wonder where they're all from. You know, I wonder what their backgrounds are. You know, I'm sure they're pretty interesting. Sure they're pretty interesting, you know. Oh, excuse me. I think Matt Hughes armbarred GSP the first time they fought. I don't know. I do think I'm pretty sure Matt Hughes did beat GSP the first time they fought though, right? I see we're watching Jordan's stuff. Jordan's? What, like is it who I don't know who Jordan is. I don't know who Jordan is. Excuse me, geez. No surgery, give it time to heal. Yeah, I mean, I kind of have to. I was looking into what could be wrong with my shoulder, and there was a guy who talked about it. He's an orthopedic surgeon who also does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so he knows exactly what happened to me without me even having to tell him. And he said that there's kind of a sweet spot, or there's kind of a magic like number where it's like you want within the first 6 to 8 weeks to get to a surgeon to schedule that surgery if it's going to happen, because after that the muscle starts to atrophy, which means it's going to be harder to actually like repair it. And I was literally sitting here like, all right, look, medicine is advancing every day. I work with my body, and I work just fine with my body right now. Everything's all good. Like there's a little bit of a loss of strength, no loss in dexterity. I'm perfectly fine to do literally everything, but like strength is one of those things. I can get that back. I just have to rehab it. I got to go to rehab, and I also got to work out on my own. You know, I started bench pressing again. I just do the bar right now, but I go for reps, and I'm upping the reps every time I do it. And it's working all right. You know, it's not working that bad. I can do a push-up again, which is nice. The fact that I could do a push-up is like, oh, that means if I can do one push-up, I can do 2 push-ups. I just got to keep on going. Just got to keep on going, you know? But yeah, it's like unless, and you know, it's unless it gets worse, unless more of it snaps, I don't see myself getting a surgery. I just don't see it. I don't think it's going to happen. Oh man. Same with professional wrestling. It's hard to invent a new move in wrestling. Yeah, I feel like you just see dudes who like they take an old move and they rename it, and that's now their signature move, you know? You'll have like the Macho Man Randy Savage with a flying elbow drop, and then 40 years later you have the Schmacho Schman Schmandy Schmavage, who you know, he does the same move, but he calls it the eagle drop or something like that. You know, this is what they fucking call it. And it's like, Scott, if you could create 2 AI robots with databases of all forms of fighting, what would be the one determining factor in who wins? I mean, if they have databases of all forms of fighting, it's all gonna be environmental and situational. You know, that's it. It's literally the same thing as when 2 guys who are about evenly matched fight. It comes down to who can make the other guy make a mistake and who can capitalize better on those mistakes is what it comes down to. You like people that's one of the things. That's why I try my best to avoid getting too nitpicky when it comes to things like watching somebody like shadow box or something like that, or watching someone like hit the bag. Because like everybody makes mistakes. You see a million mistakes. You see a billion mistakes per fighter in the highest level of boxing in every single fight. There's always some kind of situation where Canelo throws a hook and he doesn't keep his hand up. Oh, he drops it. And Crawford throws a hook at the same time. And, oh, Crawford's hook got there first. Oh, man, Canelo got the worst of it because he didn't keep his fucking hand up. There's always, like, that type of shit that you see. So it's like, if the best dudes to ever do it are making mistakes, I don't want to hear from some asshole on the internet about how, like, I dropped my hand down here, so now, oh no, my temple is exposed, and I must not be that good because my temple is exposed. I don't want to hear that shit. Fucking you get dudes like Ryan Garcia, right? He got knocked the fuck out because he has a tendency when he throws hooks to literally drop his hand down like that, which is like a day one, like when you teach someone to throw a hook, that's how they throw a hook, and you have to practically beat them with rulers. You got to put soap in a tube sock and tie it off and hit them with it to get them to stop doing that. And that's one of the best fighters in the world right now who's making that mistake. It's like, you're not going to tell me I'm not good at this because I do the same things that the fucking best dudes in the sport do. You fuck off. Get out of my face, People are just dumb like that. Scott, what's with 10th Planet and their stupid names for their moves? Well, you see, the thing with 10th Planet, right, is that Eddie Bravo came along in a time where the Gracies were still considered to be like the tippity top of jiu-jitsu. It's like, oh, you're not going to get better than the Gracies. They fucking invented this thing. It's like the mafia. It's this thing of theirs, and they're rolling right out of the womb. They don't get born. No sir. They pull guard out of the womb. Like, he came around in a time where there was like a canon. You did not challenge that canon. And he, as a brown belt, beats, I believe it was Hoyler Gracie is who he beat, who was a black belt and a Gracie. So that was like, whoa, at that time. I believe it was the 2003 ADCC, Abu Dhabi Combat Club. I believe it was that one, right? And he comes along, and after he beats them, he starts looking at jiu-jitsu, and he starts thinking about it in a different way. Where, for one thing, he's trying to fill in gaps so that you can use jiu-jitsu in MMA a little bit safer. And that's where the rubber guard kind of came into play. That's why the rubber guard system was such a big deal, is because it filled in some gaps for dudes that wanted to be like jiu-jitsu guys in MMA. It made it a little bit safer and a little bit easier for them to work off their backs. And that's why Tony Ferguson was such a problem even when he got taken down, because he was very active and he utilized that 10th Planet system that he got from his buddy, Eddie Bravo. But the other aspect of that is, in jiu-jitsu, there were a lot of micro positions and micro moves, right? Like, for instance, I'm gonna show you something, right? I don't know how many of you. Wait, no, never mind. Not this fucking one. So, where's the other guy that I was looking at? Where's the other fucking guy I was looking at? Damn it. Of course, you know what? Now I gotta go to my history now so that I can watch that one that I was. Okay, all right. So
he's attacking armbar, and we hitchhike escape, pass, cradle, side control. One of the best escapes that there is. One of the main reasons we do the armbar the way.
I wanna. So, just right now, okay, what you're seeing is mount position, okay? Now, this right here, what he just did, is called S mount, okay? He could have, if he wanted to, it would have made it a lot easier to go for the armbar. He could have went up to a high mount before he went to an S mount. So here, I don't think this position has a name. If it does, it escapes me. But this is a position right here that people get caught in, where this dude has his S grip, and this dude right here is trying to break that, right? There are a bunch of different micro positions and micro movements, and I'm kind of using this to illustrate, right? What you as somebody who doesn't really 100% know what you're looking at might see. You might see what you think is just one or two things. Really, it's like 10 to 20 things that are all coming together in one to force a situation to happen, right? And what Eddie Bravo did was he took names and he applied them to a lot of these micro positions and these micro movements in order to be able to reference them. so that you can walk somebody through how to do something in real time. If they get stuck, you just remind them, oh, you go from mission control to zombie. I'm pretty sure that's actually something that they like do, is like, I know there's mission control and then there's like zombie or whatever, right? I don't know if it's like a one after another thing, but I've heard those two names used in the 10th Planet system. Um, uh, excuse me. Um, that is the genius of 10th Planet. I'm not a 10th Planet guy. I would love to train under that a little bit just to kind of see what it's about a little bit more, a little bit better. If I got a burp, I'll go that way. If I got a cough, I'll go that way. But that is what Eddie Bravo did. That is like the good part. That is the good thing about Eddie Bravo and 10th Planet. You know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Scott, if you were in a street fight, would you instinctually headbutt or kick to the balls, or would you try to fist fight and grapple first? Nah, I fight dirty, you know. I fight dirty and I don't have an ego about it. I'll pull hair like a woman does. I don't care. Like there's that video of the ghetto chick. It's like some fat bitch and she grabs this like smaller ghetto chick and she's like spinning her in the air and she's lifting up, right? Like that shit. She's doing pirouettes with this woman, ripping her hair and shit like that. I'll do that. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me because I'm not fighting for ego. I'm not fighting to prove to all the assholes in this public place that I'm Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Strong Man and stuff like that. If I have to fight somebody, it's because I have no choice but to fight them in order to ensure my security or the security of somebody that I love. So because of that, it doesn't matter to me. Like I instinctually fight dirty, you know? One of the last altercations that I got into outside of a gym environment was in it was almost 10 years ago. It was almost 10 years ago. This guy was trying to rip something out of my hand and I didn't hit him. What I did was I slapped him down like that on the top of his head. And when I made contact, I closed my fingers and I started yanking him downwards. And I ripped the thing that he was trying to pull out of my hand away from him. And the funny thing is, like, after I did that, like, I let go and the dude, like, he's like, well, gets back up. He like fixes his hair and then he takes a step towards me and he just starts talking shit. And the reason I didn't swing on him again is because the police were there. This was at an event. This was at a political event, if I'm being honest with you. It was a fight that took place at a political event. Somebody was trying to steal some equipment that was being used by the political event from me. And I didn't let him do that. So that's why I didn't swing on the guy more, is because I knew, like, okay, I got away with that. The police are right here. I'm pretty sure either before or a little bit after that, they warned me not to be throwing punches. So I was like, okay, I got away with that one. I got to be careful. I don't want to get hauled away to the fucking paddy wagon because then I'm going to get doxxed and all this other bullshit's going to happen. So let's be careful about this. I won. I won. This guy didn't take the thing from me. He didn't swing on me more. Let's just fucking let it be, you know? But like, I'm telling you that story to illustrate, like, it comes natural to me to like not do the gentlemanly thing. I'm not a gentleman, you know? At least not when it comes to my safety. I'm gonna fight like a cornered rat if I have to. Because, like I said, it's not about being Mr. Strong Guy, Mr. Tough Guy. It's about making sure that I get to go home with no more scars than I already have, at best, you know? Cage origin story, basically. Man. Yo, what's going on, Holy Clown? How you doing, man? I want Trump to sit on a massive throne like he's Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat on the White House card. That would redeem it a little bit in my view. That would redeem it just a little bit in my view. I will say. Jordan teaches jiu-jitsu. We were seeing his armbar breakdown. I see. You know, I was thinking about it yesterday. I gotta watch a little bit more jiu-jitsu content. You know, I gotta broaden my horizons a little bit. When you're just teaching and you don't have the time and the energy to put 100% effort into it, you kind of just fall back on everything you know and everything you're comfortable with and everything you like doing. And I got to broaden my horizons a little bit more. I gotta get back to training for one thing. But then on top of that, I have to, start looking into more things that I can do. Sand in eyes, ball kicks, whole 9 yards. Oh yeah. If I had something to throw in his eyes, I would have, you know, he instinctually would have recoiled and been like, if I had something to throw in his eyes, I would have. The first event that I ever went to, I made, people will take chains and they'll put padlocks on the end of them. Like, this is like a biker thing, and I'm not really a big fan of this because it's not really the efficacy, the efficiency of that weapon is not really where I personally would want it to be. But I used a wire and some fucking rocks to make essentially like my ghetto version of that. I brought that to the first ever event that I went to. If I'm being honest with you guys, those things got pretty nasty. Those things got pretty fucking nasty. Antifa, they used to take fireworks. This didn't happen to us a ton because that would have got them in a shit ton of trouble in Massachusetts, but I can remember being in other places and it happening. Antifa used to take fireworks and they'd stick nails into the fireworks to create what is essentially an anti-personnel IED, and they would light them and fucking throw them. That's the type of shit that used to happen. They used to put bottle rockets in jars and they'd try to time it so that it's like the way a nuclear device, a nuclear bomb doesn't hit the ground and explode. It explodes like 500 feet up. They would try to time it so that they would throw it and it would explode in the air, sending glass into people's faces and shit like that. Like those things got nasty. Those things, like, there's a reason why I'm not all peace and love. We should try to talk to the commies and, hey, like, don't throw the first punch and all this other stuff. There's a reason why I'm like that. It's because when you have a firework that somebody altered to try and make it so that it would potentially cut you and make you bleed, you learn pretty quick, there is nothing that I can say to these people, and there's nothing that I want to say to these people. I have absolutely positively nothing in common with them. They are barely even a human being. So fuck it. It's on site. If I get the opportunity, I'm swinging on one of them. Like that's just the way it is. That's just the way it goes. You learn to be that way. And Aria can vouch for that. Like at first we were all naive, we were all wide-eyed. Hey, they're just misguided. They were brainwashed by their college professors is all. No. Nope. They're evil. They are evil. They are scum. Aria, he's very autistic. He's very autistic, and because of that, the naivete is kind of built into him. So he is a little bit more willing to give chances to people and give opportunities to people, but he still knows, like, oh no, these people are definitely like, I cannot trust them, and I need to be careful with these people. It's bonkers. I got to watch a group of black kids beat the shit out of each other with those. It was wild. Yeah. Those don't make a very good weapon though. Like they make, what's good about them is you can conceal them. And if you hit somebody with them as like a sucker punch, yeah, it'll probably do a lot of fucking damage to you. But the thing is, that's not really the thing is, there's no such thing as a self-defense weapon. A weapon is a weapon is a weapon. That's just the way it is. Right. But like if you're, I'm gonna finish this point, Joe, and then I'll get to your thing. Thank you very much for that $10. As like a weapon that you're carrying around for self-defense, it makes a bad weapon because the thing is, it's hard to control something like that. There's a reason why you didn't see a ton of flails and stuff like that. You saw other things that would be carried by dudes. You didn't see a ton of flails in medieval battles, even if they did exist, because even a flail is like, that's not great. Imagine a flail without an actual stick part that you can use to kind of control and maneuver a little bit easier. It's like, nah, fuck that, It's like I was talking about with the baseball bat. Like, if somebody doesn't know how to utilize a baseball bat in short range, they're not going to be able to do much damage with it. And even if they do hit you once or twice, there's a good chance you're going to be all right. They have to hit you a certain way in a certain place for that to really incapacitate you in one shot. You know, you would have to basically sucker punch somebody with the baseball bat, or in this case, sucker punch somebody with the padlock. It doesn't really work. Doesn't really work, you know? And this is the issue with a lot of guys who are like, dude, I don't need MMA. I'll just eye poke. Like, yeah, you might be able to hit somebody with that if they're just standing in front of you, eyes wide open. You might be able to sucker punch them with that, but anybody can sucker punch anybody. You don't need to eye poke somebody to effectively sucker punch somebody and catch them off guard. You're good. What matters is, oh shit, I sucker punched him and he didn't go down. Fuck, we're in the middle of a real fight right now. Shit, what am I going to use to come out on top of this situation? And that's where mixed martial arts comes in. And from mixed martial arts, you can also extrapolate the missing data, aka how would I throw an eye poke if I wanted to? How could I utilize a kick to the nuts if I wanted to? Etc., etc., you know? How can I use a hair pull to my advantage in a way where I can do a little bit more damage than just kind of like pulling a dude around by the hair? You know, how can I use it to pull his head into a knee or an elbow? How can I hit him before I even actually grab his hair? How can I go bang and like really hurt the guy as much as I can when I'm fucking grabbing the dude? You know, how can I do that? How can I utilize that, you know? Sock full of rocks. Even that is like, you know. It's the same thing in theory. But anyway, I have a $10 donation from Joe Buttslasher. Again, thank you very much, man. Thank you so much. Oh, and you tipped it too. It's not a oh, so you know what? Let's get that TTS up. I don't know why TTS didn't work. That's strange. Why didn't TTS work there? I want to see if I can replay that for you, cuz you did tip. You are supposed to get TTS with that, you know? Ah, boy, you got to be fucking kidding me. I got to log in with that shit. $10 it up. I'm serious when I used to do strip mall Kempo, they treated groin strikes as the end all be all with self-defense. Yeah. And the thing is, even a groin strike is not going to be as it's not going to be as effective against a committed attacker as you might like want to believe, you know? Excuse me, geez. Like, yeah, it might work, but if it doesn't work, you know what just happened? You just pissed off a dude who's really trying to fucking hurt you, and bad, you know? Tip history. Let's see if I can replay that. Why is the TTS not working? What the fuck? I want to see if I can fix this real quick. I can't spend forever on it though. I can't spend forever on it, unfortunately. Donos. Yes. Oh. Yeah, I don't. That's kind of pissing me off a little bit. I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm sorry about that, Joe Buttslasher. I'm sorry about that, you know. But you said should have done the old dick twist and shit yourself profusely until they fucked off. Trust me, I've done it a dozen times, dude. The shit is the icing on the cake, you know. If he still wants to put hands on you after you got a poopy butt, that dude, you don't want to fuck with that guy. You don't want to fuck with that guy. If he's still willing to put hands on you when you got that shitty ass, like, it's all over then. But 99% of cases, somebody's going to go, hey, yo, what that smell? Hey, this dude just dookie in his drawers. Oh, shit, let's get the fuck out of here, though. Oh, fuck, man. Oh, fuck, man. Cracker just dookie in his fucking drawers, man. What the fuck? Goddamn. Man. Scotty looking greasy. Yeah, it's hot in this room. And my parent, like, I'm only going to be here for another week or two. And, like, I'm spending half the time at the new place because we were allowed to move in a little bit early. I'm spending, like, half the time at the new place and half the time here because my shit is here. My setup is here. So I'm just, like, I'm just here, like, doing my thing, and there's no AC in this room. So I'm just like, I'm sleeping when I do sleep here in a room with no AC, and I'm waking up like swimming, like I'm in a swimming pool. It's like, ugh, man. Scott, if zombies are breaking into this house right now, what would be your first instinct? Grab a weapon or barricade the room or escape? I mean, it would be barricade the room because I can look for I mean, actually, it would be to escape, you know? But if I couldn't escape immediately, I would barricade. And when I say if I couldn't escape immediately, I mean, like, if I look at, like, the windows or if I peek outside and there is just no way for me to safely exit in the next 5 to 10 seconds, I'm going to barricade wherever I have to barricade. It will most likely be this room. And then I would look for any kind of weapon that I could utilize to protect myself is what I would do. You know, people, they get hung up on, I mean, when it comes to a situation like that, people tend to get it right. They tend to think, oh shit, I should barricade and hide. I should shelter in place before I start thinking about trying to fight if I'm able to. Excuse me. Oh, geez. But people who people who they carry guns and stuff like that, sometimes they get a little too fixated on the fact that they have a gun or some other kind of weapon. And because of that, if they're attacked suddenly without warning, they may try their best to draw that weapon and deploy it. And that's not always the best way to go. A lot of the time, the best way to go is to try and fend off that attack without your weapon first. Either A, try and gain control of the situation, slow down or stop. Almost said slow down or impede. Slow down or stop the attack and find a spare second for you to deploy whatever force multiplier you have, or find a way to create space so that you are not in that moment getting attacked again, you know. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do with you know, like attacks like that, you know. Thoughts on groin strikes and fights? I know Kempo guys are obsessed with them in probably the wrong ways, seeing how Kempo guys to that mannequin style of training. I kind of already answered this because I saw what else you saw and I saw what else you said, Andrew. But yeah, like, I mean, groin strikes are a good idea. You should use them whenever you can, but don't think you're gonna like kick someone in the groin and they're just gonna fall over and like you know, like, you don't want to overestimate the utility of whatever you're using, because that's what a lot of guys do, you know. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've seen striking coaches who are like, dude, you hit someone who doesn't train with one of those leg kicks, it's over. They're fucking, dude, forget about it, it's over. You're gonna fucking kill them, dude. Like, the way they upsell, the way they try to sell you the effectiveness of even effective techniques, it's like, no, actually, you know. And if you listen to these guys, if you believe what they say, you'll think that everybody is made of glass, and when you land that jab cross and the dude doesn't fall on his ass right away, you're gonna go, oh fuck, that was the best I had, dude. That dude just took my best. oh shit, and you're going to be demoralized, and you're probably going to make some bad decisions out of desperation, you know? You have to have like the proper mindset about what you're doing. You know, you'd be surprised how often somebody can get kicked in the nuts and they don't double. I mean, they might double over in pain for a moment, but like a lot of the time somebody gets sack tapped or they get kicked in the nuts or something like that, and they're not, it's not like they can't move. It's not like Hank Hill in that episode where Bobby's yelling about his purse. You know, he's got to like get the ambulance called and wait for his testicle to fucking drop back down. That's not the way that works, you know. It might happen every now and again, but like there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. Speaking of windows, Scott, did you think about opening one so you don't sweat as much? No. I think that's for pussies. One of the windows is open right now. One of the windows is open. It's fucking ridiculous. Nah, you'll geolocate them and tickle them. That's another thing. Although all High Ecuador has to do is ask. Don't worry, it's going to be 65 out tomorrow. Fantastic. I love 65 to 75 degrees. I love that shit. I can't get enough of it, you know. Although I rediscovered a love for the beach recently. I did rediscover a love for the beach, I will say. Recently, like last year. I am looking forward to getting to the beach again. I'm going to have to talk to the wife and, you know, see if anybody else wants to come. Because, yeah, the beach is fun. I forgot how much I love being in the water. I'm not a strong swimmer. I actually almost drowned in the wave pool at Water Country in New Hampshire. Water Country is the, like, one of the big water parks in the Northeast, you know? And it's a shit show. That thing is a fucking shit show. So like I've seen so much bad shit happen in that wave pool. My friend punches me in the leg, and like we're just roughhousing, we're horsing around. My friend punches me in the leg, and I try to get away from him, so I swim away, and I swam into the 7-foot zone. I was in like I think I was going into the 8th grade, or maybe it might have been the 9th grade at this time, but like I was not 6 feet tall at that point. So even now, like 7 feet, that's 1 foot over my head, you know, but like back then I was like maybe 5'8", 5'9". So because of that, it's like, oh, fuck, oh, shit, oh, fuck, you know, and the Charlie horse set in when I got to the 7-foot zone. So I'm already not that good of a swimmer, and I don't have a leg. I have dead weight on my left leg, just like weighing me down, you know. It was not good. The lifeguards didn't have to jump in or anything like that, but there was a moment where I was like starting to really panic, and luckily I was able to kind of make my way over to the side. And when I grab on to the rail on the side, the fucking lifeguard is sitting there and he's like, "Don't grab the rail." And I was like, I mean, I need help, man. And he's like, "Don't grab the rail." And I was like, "Dude, I need fucking help." And then he's like, "Oh." And then he that like weird thing that lifeguards have, the floaty, he like dangles it down, and I grab it, and he like helps to bring me back to the shallow part of the wave pool. And I just sat there in the shallow part, like trying to make the Charlie horse go by, you know. But yeah, that's my almost drowning at Water Country story. What was I gonna say? Yeah, but like I'm not a strong swimmer, but I like being in the water. Being in the water is nice, you know. As a former collegiate swimmer who still cross trains in it for fun, I'd say as long as you know how to swim and survive, it's good enough. Really great cardio though. Yeah, you know, I like swimming. I'm not good at it, but I like it. The issue is like the last time I swam in a pool, I got a migraine, and I think it's because of all of the use of my arm and my shoulders. I think it probably exacerbated the issue that I have in my neck. So I have to continue to try and correct that issue so that doesn't happen, because I do enjoy swimming, you know. Swimming is one of those things that's fun, so you don't feel like you're working out. You get out of the pool and you're like, "Man, why am I so tired? Why am I so hungry? Fuck," you know. But it's fun. It's really fun, you know. Should have grabbed the nearest guy, just bring him down with me. Like, "Help!" Scott Aquaman Sullivan, yes sir. Yes sir. That's That's me. That's me. Man, I'm really upset. I decided I'm probably gonna start collecting peace dollars because there's just something about these things, man. I really like them. You know, these things are mad cool. They're fun to hold in your hand. It feels substantial. You know, I think this is probably my favorite American coin type. And I bought this one by accident because you can see. I mean, I guess you can't really see. I don't know how well you can see. Let's fucking A, dude. What am I doing? Whatever. You can't see it very well, but it says 1923. When I first saw it, the 3 looked like an 8. The 3 looked like a fucking 8. And I was like, oh shit, because 1928 peace dollars, specifically ones that were made in the Philadelphia Mint, which this one is a Philadelphia right here. This 1923 is a Philadelphia. They are a key date, which means they're worth a lot more. Like in this condition, if this was a 1928 Philadelphia, this would be worth like 350 to 450 or something like that when I was looking it up. But alas, it's a 1923, not a 1928. So, there's that. There's that. Oh, man. Watch out for fakes. Yeah. Nah, I mean, the way you can tell, where is my fucking, oh. You're really supposed to use wood for this. You're really supposed to use wood for this because it damages the coin less, but forgive me. Right? Silver sings, this is a 90% silver. This is 90% silver. It's not quite sterling. Sterling is 925. But it's very similar, That's one way you can tell. You can do magnet test. You can also do a ice cube test as well. New pennies literally feel like plastic. It's probably not even copper anymore. They don't even make new pennies anymore. They don't even make new pennies anymore, Okay. Yep, that's fine. There we go. Anyway. Love that sound. It is a nice sound. It is a nice sound for sure, Dude, some coins are made with aluminum. Like I had an aluminum coin somewhere. I think I probably got rid of it. I think I probably sold it because like aluminum, it's crazy when you have an aluminum coin in your hand. It feels like you're holding nothing. Aluminum coins feel fake. It feels like you're holding like a fake coin. It's crazy. Like I don't know why. I mean, why a country would make their coins out of that? Because they're fucking dead broke. And sure enough, I'm pretty sure the coin that I had was actually a Greek coin. Greece is not known for having the best economy. They're not known for being the richest country right now, But yeah, it's wild when you get a coin and you pick it up and you're like, oh wow, it feels like I just picked up air. Feels like I just picked up air right now. Jeez Louise, that's insane, Just do the breaststroke along the ocean shore and stay close to the shore. If you get tired, just let the tide wash you back in. Yeah, I could probably do something like that, Oh man. We're only an hour in. It feels like we should be more. I got to be honest with you guys. I don't have a ton to talk about, and I don't have a ton to do. I think I might play some Arc Raiders, some Bark Taters. Let me pull up Steam. Let me pull up Steamerino. Excuse me. I finished one of the Army Men games. I finished Army Men 2 on I finished Army Men 2, which is like a very old game, and it felt good. You like one of the things about old games is that you can't beat the feel. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a chopped unk now, right? I'm not just saying this because I'm an unk now. Like, there really is a difference in the atmosphere of old games, even if the controls are wonky and dated, and even if the game sucks, there is still kind of a heart and a soul to a lot of these games as compared to today, you know? Everything's basically just the same, and it's terrible. It's terrible. It's gosh darn terrible. Can we dedicate the stream to planning how to get revenge against Letty? That's every stream. That's every one of my streams. I also started playing Fallout 2 again as well. I'm going to try to actually finish that one up. Scott, are you and the wife planning on watching the World Cup? Nah, my wife is not hugely into soccer. When the World Cup comes around, she kind of pays attention a little bit, but like I don't think we planned on watching. Like, I mean, if she wanted to watch a Brazil game, I'd watch a Brazil game. You know, I might even watch an America game, but like, you know, it's fucking like whatever. Who gives a fuck? It's just the World Cup, you know. I'm mad because Brazil played against someone in Massachusetts, and I had no clue. It was like it was an exhibition game is what it was. And I had no clue, or else I would have got tickets and I would have brought the wife to see that, because that would have been cool, you know? But I didn't know about it until like 2 or 3 days before. So I was like, oh, damn it, dude. And the tickets were like, it was like $400 a seat. I was like, ouch. Youch. Owie. Is she psyched about the NFL game? What? Huh? Yeah, okay. Is she psyched about the NFL game down there this upcoming season? What would the cost be in American dollars to visit Brazil? I don't know what the cost. You see, the most expensive part of going to Brazil is the flight. Everything else is actually pretty fucking cheap. I don't know what prices for the tickets would be, but I would assume they would probably be Brazilian prices, not American prices. It's going to be in, I believe, Sao Paulo. Which is not exactly where she's from. My wife is from the capital, Brasilia. She grew up there, and that is in like the northeast, kind of, sort of, you know, at least compared to Sao Paulo, you know. But yeah, like, I mean, I guess it'd be cool to see that. In fact, I believe, is it the Patriots? Are the Patriots playing down there for one of the games? Is that happening? I know they've played in England before. And I like somebody mentioned somewhere. I'm just taking their word for it. I don't know if it's true or not. Somebody mentioned somewhere that like it was let me just go ahead. Bada bing, bada boom. Somebody mentioned somewhere that it was what was it? It was like decently successful. Like people actually kind of liked it, you know? I don't know how true that is, but hey, maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. We shall. We'll see if it happens again in the future and everyone's like, "Oh, right, I need to see that." Rumor has it Usman is moving up to middleweight and fighting DDP. That'd be an interesting fight. You know, like, I didn't like Usman for a long time. I still don't love the hell out of the guy, but you know what? The way he did Hamzat, I think, was really respectable, and I was cheering for him that entire time. I had a good time watching that fight. It was a fun fight to watch. Jeez. Not a big fan of the New England Revolution. Dude, I guess the way they look at what? Fucking anyway, all right. I guess the way the world looks at the MLS, if they're even aware of it, is it's where careers go to die. Like, that's why David Beckham went to the MLS eventually, because he couldn't compete on the world stage anymore. So he basically was like, it's like we had a pitcher in Boston. His name was Oil Can Boyd. He was like kind of an ace pitcher for the Red Sox, and I think it was like the 80s and maybe the 90s. And when he retired from MLB baseball, he couldn't give it up. So he went and he played for a team called the Brockton Rocks, which was a semi-pro team in Brockton, Massachusetts. We used to go and we used to see him, and he honestly, like, even if he was a Red Sox pitcher and like a good one, a well-known one at that, he just was like, he would get smashed. He would get killed, you know, by these like young semi-pro dudes, like dudes who never were going to make it anywhere. They were never going to go to the MLB. They were never even going to play AAA ball. It was not going to happen for him. And they were just like killing this far past prime former Sox pitcher, you know. I checked, it's Ravens versus Cowboys in UFC this year. I think the Pats are playing in one of the overseas games, probably one in Britain, probably one in England, I would assume. Now I'm curious about Oil Can Boyd. I want to look him up again. Oil Can Boyd. Anyway, you know, like, I'm spoiled by being a New Englander. I'm spoiled by being someone who grew up in New England in the time that I did, because everybody is just like all of our sports teams have some kind of championship within the last 10 to 15 years. All of them. Fucking, it's insane, you know? And even though that's kind of, it hasn't even come to an end. We're still extremely competitive. I mean, we made it to the, we made it to the, I almost said to the UFC. Oh. What the nah, that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. You guys saw me round that corner and then I went down. That's some horse shit. That's what I'm talking about with this game, bro. Like, as time has gone on, it's become more unstable. I don't even care if it was a Stitcher 4. This game has become more unstable, and it has become more glitchy and buggy and just fucked up and unbalanced. And, like, it's just so fucking annoying, dude. So fucking annoying. But anyway, I'm so spoiled by having grown up in New England that it's like, when I hear, oh, Ravens versus Cowboys, it's like, who would want to see the Ravens play the fucking Cowboys? Who gives a fuck about those guys? When's the last time any of them won a Super Bowl? I think the Ravens may have won one within the last 20 to 30 years, but the Cowboys, I think they've been in like a multi decades long drought, haven't they? It's been like kind of crazy. I know the meme is every year Cowboys fans are like, "It's our year, go boys," you know. It's just funny to think about. Like, yeah, a lot of alcoholics here for sure, you know. Growing up in Mass, you either become a star athlete and then an alcoholic, or just become an alcoholic. Yeah, pretty much, you know. I think the Cowboys' last Super Bowl is older than the UFC, 95. No, the UFC was around in 93 or 94. I forget exactly which one. I hate spawning here. This is the worst spawn. And who the hell was that? Boomer VZ? Oh. Gosh darn. You spawn in a place where there's arc just waiting for you to round a corner. It's like, yo, fuck off. I'm kind of a sitting duck up here. Somebody, you know, anybody who walks up can see me. I don't want to be hanging out too much. Yeah, like, that's just what happens everywhere, though, with the whole athlete thing. Like, most people are just not, I don't know if that was a guy or if I saw that thing over there. You know, most people do not go on to play in the big game. It's just not the way it works, you know? Sounds like that dude's got a an automatic shotgun. I forget what those... Volcano. He's got a Volcano. Those lights are on too, and I just heard him jump. Which means he's either over there, and I thought I heard him down there. Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, this guy is definitely over there somewhere. Oh. Never mind. Oh, shit. Oh, damn it. I don't want to aggro that thing on me. I want to let it lead me to him. I found him. Found one anyway. Oh! 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 You motherfucker, you almost went down. You almost went down. Oh, you're gonna go down. Oh. Ouch. Ouch. That's an owie. GG, bro. Anyway. Scott's playing Redline Simulator 2 again. Yep, that's pretty much it. That's it. Scott, how do locals feel about the Pats dynasty now that there's so much animosity towards Belichick? Is everyone just it was all Tom, or do people still respect Bill Belichick? I mean, I don't know if there is animosity towards Bill Belichick. I think there's always been animosity towards Tom Brady and Bill Belichick outside of New England. And even with the vindication of Tom Brady, even with Tom Brady like having went somewhere else and won a Super Bowl so that he could say he did it without Daddy Bill, I think everybody kind of understands that it comes down to more than just the quarterback being that good, even if that is a large part of it. And Bill Belichick did have a system that worked really well for the Patriots for a long time, you know? Like, I'm not a sports guy or anything like that, but, like, you know, sports is my thing. Like, I'm good at being able to figure these things out. One of the things that led to the success of the Patriots is what was known as the hurry-up offense, where they wouldn't do huddles a lot of the time. They would literally... When a play was over, everybody knew to get close together without actually huddling up and just listen for what Tom was calling out, because that would be the next play, whatever code he was talking in, you know. And because of that, the defense didn't really have time to get a rhythm. They didn't have time to kind of set and be ready for what they thought was coming. That was a huge part of why the Patriots did as well as they did. And that was not Tom Brady's doing. That was Bill Belichick, right? And that was one of the aspects of this Super Bowl that was kind of like weird to me, is like, for one thing, it felt like whoever was calling the plays, I would assume it was Mike Vrabel, whoever was calling the plays, he was trying to run into a wall head first, hoping to make a breakthrough, but all that happened was his spine got broken. He smashed his skull. That's all that happened, you know? Boo, no Mike. What do you mean no Mike? Nah, this fucking, my microphone's working. Anyway, like, he was running into the fucking wall, hoping to have a breakthrough, but all he did was snap his own neck, you know? And that's why they lost. They were having success with short passes. If they had just stuck with the short passes, they would have been fine. Drake May was doing a good job of making sure that he was he was putting ball on target. I almost said the referees, the receivers were doing a good job of making sure they caught what was thrown to them. But for some reason, when Mike would have pass plays going, he would have them be long options and shit like that, you know? and then he would no, maybe it was the run game actually. The bottom line is like seeing somebody flounder like that is like, that's weird as a New England fan. Seeing someone who just can't get it figured out, and because of that they're down by like 2 or 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl, it's like, ouch, you know. So yeah, it's like, I don't know that Belichick would be hated by anybody here. I don't think that's the way it works, you know. Bill was definitely great. People forget he was the defensive mindset behind those Lawrence Taylor Giants Super Bowls in the 80s, and he probably would have made the Ravens into a dynasty the year they moved to Baltimore and drafted Ray Lewis before they fired him with an 11-5 record. Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's all, that's also another funny thing. Like somebody is selling a David Ortiz card from when he was with the Minnesota Twins. Do you know how weird it is to see David Ortiz in a Minnesota Twins costume uniform? To think about how Bill Belichick coached for the Browns at one point. That's such a weird thing. You know, it's such a weird thing. You know, a lot of people, it was spazzing out though. Sounded like something out of that new Spielberg film. Oh yeah, I noticed my computer was spazzing out for a second too. That's probably when it happened. But, fuck, what was I talking about? Fuck. Oh, damn it. I forgot. Man. I forgot the point that I was making. You know, I remember I was talking about like what happened, you know, like how weird it is to see these guys in like other uniforms, or know that they, oh yeah. Like, people just don't like success that they're not a part of, especially sustained excellence. This is why a lot of people don't like white people. This is why a lot of people don't like the New England Patriots. They love the Browns, and I mean the Cleveland Browns. They love the Cleveland Browns, right? People think the Cleveland Browns are the cutest little football team. Oh, they're called the Browns. Tee-hee. Oh, like, if you ask people, they'll say, yeah, I mean, why would I care about the Cleveland Browns? Who cares? But that's because the Cleveland Browns are not a threat. They're not keeping other people from having Super Bowls. But the New England Patriots, well, you know, people want to have excuses as to why they hate them, you know. And to make this into more than just a sport ball talk, like you see that in everything in life, you know. When someone's doing well, instead of trying to rise to meet that person at their level, people just want to tear them down, you know, and it's fucked up. That's just the way it is, you know, and that's how it is with Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, you know, things like that. Agora tudo meu seu coração não faz tum-tum. They're making another Michael Jackson documentary. Do you think he did or didn't do it? I mean, it is weird that he would have kids stay over at his place without their parents. Regardless of how big his place is, regardless of whether or not it was like Michael Jackson, because that's what people say is like, oh, he used to stay in Michael's room with Michael. And it's like Michael's room was basically like the size of an apartment. It's like Michael's room was really just a section of the house that he would sleep in, where there's like this bedroom, that bedroom, this bedroom, that bedroom, this bedroom, that bedroom, and this one, you know? That is a really weird thing, no matter how you want to slice it. Now, I could totally see what usually happens with dudes that decide they're going to challenge the system. They're going to challenge the powers that be. They're going to bite the hand that feeds them, in a certain sense. Bob Saget. You know, I could see them. I could see that being. Sorry, I want to. Fucking idiot. Anyway, I could see it being. Oh. Fucking dummy. There we go. What I was saying though is, I could see. Ooh, yep. Somebody's in there. Oh, yep, there he is. What I was saying is I could see that being a ploy. I could see that being a smear campaign. Excuse me. I could see it being a smear campaign, you know. But I mean, I also don't know. If anyone was going to do it, it wouldn't surprise me if it was Michael. But I'm not saying he did, you know. I'm just saying, like, it's hard for me to even be like, yeah or nah, you know? There's 3 dudes there. I don't think it's a good idea for me to be picking fights with the... Fuck! You gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. I don't know enough about the case. Only remember listening to Thriller on wax in high school, and a lot. And then he died next year. Yeah, I remember where I was when I learned he died. I was at a baseball game. I was at a summer league baseball game. Boy, get your ass over here. Yes. You'll have to find out. You'll have to open up and find out. Mr. Hot Dog.
It's actually have the same name, kinda. It's kind of the same concept, same theme. Kind of like the same theme, right? No, you don't agree? Alright, that's good.
There's no way I'm gonna get out of here alive. Psst. My dad liked Michael Jackson, but he'd always bitch about how he turned white and became a pedophile, and then his music sucked. LOL boomers. Yeah, I mean, you know, nobody's gonna be in their musical prime for their entire fucking life or anything like that. That ain't how that works. I'm gonna run around and I'm gonna shoot him. He's gonna shoot me though. This dude definitely moved. Yep. Ela tá solta. Te trato que ele prendeu. Oh. Fuck. I should try to recharge my shield with some of that shit, but, you know. Oh. Hello there. I'm not doing Duolingo. I'm just kind of listening to the music, and I'm, you know, just trying to pick what I can up through osmosis, you know? Oh, hey there. I am going to Brazil sometime late this or early next year. You know, so maybe I'll even learn more either before or during. Oh, well. He got heals? No, he does not. Where the fuck did this guy go? Whatever. But yeah, like I have other things that I need to be focusing on. Not that it's not high priority for me to learn more Portuguese. I want to be able to speak with my mother-in-law without having to use a translator. But yeah, you know, it's going to happen when it happens. I'm not trying to force it or anything like that. It's like Irish. Like, I pick up what Irish I pick up when I pick it up. I don't need to sit down and be like, all right, today's Irish learning day. It's like, yeah, I think I have better things to do than that, you know? As I got older, I realized that MJ was just a puppet. Quincy Jones wrote all the music before Bad. Oh yeah, you know. That's a lot of guys, you know. A lot of people don't write their own music, or if they do, it's only like partially. Ah, you motherfucker. You dummy. Ooh. Fucking cracked him again. That's so funny. Fuck. Can't see shit. Oh. Uh-oh. They're just throwing mad shit. Oh, y'all some homos. Anyway. MJ just danced and lip sang during lip synced, I would assume you mean, during live events like all pop stars do. People forget that Lionel Richie was arch enemies with him because he felt he was beneath him as an artist. Oh yeah, you know, Lionel Richie was great too. You know, All Night Long is a really, really good song. I love the hell out of that song. But yeah, it's like, I mean, you know, MJ was a generational talent regardless. But like, yeah, it does suck that like you have a lot of people who don't stand on their own completely and totally, or do most of the standing on their own at the very least. It is unfortunate that that's the world we live in today. That's the world we've kind of always lived in. Like, the more you look at things, the more you realize there was always somebody that was used as a stepping stone. There was always somebody who was ripped off. There was always somebody who was like left behind, even though they should have been brought with. Excuse me. You know, we live in Satan's domain is just the reality of the world that we live in. You know, the world was forwarded to Satan, and because of that, a lot of people who are successful, not all, but a lot of people who are successful, specifically like Uber. I almost said Uber and super at the same time. Super, like uber successful. A lot of people who are that way, there was usually some kind of ill-gotten aspect to it. Either A, there was a bit of a lie there, or B, somebody was exploited. Somebody who deserved it more lost out, etc., etc. And that is why God said, that is why it is said that it is easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. Because somebody who is super rich probably did something or continues to do something to get that wealth, which is not exactly within the confines of Christian morality, you know? Like, that's one of the more aggressively misunderstood aspects of Christianity, is that, like, fuck it. That's one of the more aggressively misunderstood aspects of Christianity, is that just because you make, like, 150K a year, that doesn't mean you're going to hell. You know, first off, 150K isn't even rich. Like, not anymore. You know, that's barely middle class at this point. If we're just being honest. There we go. You know, 150,000 a year is like middle class. Like, you're not doing bad for yourself. You're doing okay. You know, you can afford a $28 lunch is what you can do, according to the boomers. You know, it's okay for you to get a $28 lunch. Oh. What does this guy suck? Fucking A, dude. One-sided arc. One-sided arc, bro. One-sided arc. You've got to be kidding me, dude. That is, and again, like, that's another thing. The arc in this game are just like, no, we're going to go after this one dude here. Doesn't matter how much noise the other guy is making. No, sir. We got this one guy here, and that is it. I want to die in the doorway because the door doesn't close if somebody dies in the doorway. So if he's going to keep searching this place, I want him to be in danger. Eat shit and die. Anyway. Kosher money. Yeah, you know. Who the fuck is out here buying $28 lunch and not door dashing it from like 10 miles away? Yeah, you know. I mean, a lot of people are just out of touch. That's just the way they are, you know. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about. It's just the way it is. And, you know, I think his name's Kevin O'Leary, the guy from Shark Tank. He's one of those guys, you know. The thing is, it's really easy to give advice that sounds good on paper, but is actually like bullshit for one reason or another. Whether it's straight up bad advice that'll get you hurt, or if it's just like, yeah, on paper that makes sense, but in reality, it doesn't work like that, you know? And that's something that I talked about it a little bit, right, on Twitter. And I've seen other people mention this too. I talked about it first, though. I talked about it first. So, you know, big brain over here, Mr. Big Brain. But if you are in a situation where you are working 40 or more hours a week and you cannot survive, let alone be able to get a house, you might as well spend some of that money that is not enough for you to buy a house in the next year to even 3 or 5 years. You might as well spend some of that money on what feels like a good meal. You might as well spend it on a small comfort just to kind of make you feel like your life is not that bad. Like all you do is not just work and then go home and sleep and then get up and work and then go home and sleep and then get up and work and then go home and sleep, etc., etc. You might as well. It's but what, fucking $20, dude? I ain't gonna be able to afford a house anyway. Fuck it. I don't care. $20, $30. Who gives a fuck, man? Whatever, dude. Let's do it. You know? And then there's so many other aspects of that. What's going on, Mo Cheese, the real one? How's it going, bro? And then there's other aspects of that too. Like, for instance, the reason somebody might spring for a $28 lunch is because they work in an office where company culture and team building and we're a family here, that matters so much that if you're the guy who's like, oh no, actually, I'm not going to go to lunch with my manager. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to do more work and I'm going to eat the lunch that I packed. If you decide you're not going to do that, you're missing out on time to imprint onto your manager so that when it comes time to get a promotion, instead of going with you, the guy who's the harder worker, he goes with the guy who was fucking getting $28 lunches with him at Chili's or wherever the hell they were going to at lunch. That's the way this corporate culture bullshit works. And someone like O'Leary is extremely familiar with that. He knows how it works. He knows what soft skills and schmoozing, ass licking, he knows what those things are. He knows that's how you actually get ahead in the corporate world. So that $28 lunch is actually an investment so that maybe someday, instead of making $70K, you'll make $80K. Woo, woo, oh boy. Oh, $80,000. Oh boy, golly gee. Fucking, there's so many micro aspects that make it so that that makes sense. And he is purposefully ignoring those things, some of which he is acutely aware of. He understands them, but that doesn't, being someone who says, look, I understand sometimes you're in this situation and I guess I could get it, but for the most part you want to try to avoid it. Being measured, being fair, that's not what gets you clicks. That's not what gets you clicks, and that's not what gets boomers to cum their pants for you, to cum all over their fucking pants, their jorts. They won't come all over their jorts for you if you're not talking like you hate children, talking like you hate young adults, talking, because that's what happens with these people. If you want to call boomers that, that's what happens with these people, is they get this holier than thou. And it's happening with Gen X too. They get this holier than thou attitude where it's like, in their mind, one of the acceptable ways to be cruel is to be cruel to those who are younger than you, because you can mask it under a paternalism. You can be genuinely cruel and unfeeling to this person, and it's socially acceptable because they're 25 years old. And you can say, no, it's not mean, it's tough love. I'm giving you advice that you need, son. Now kill yourself, because that's what I would have done at your age, and I would have done it happily, and I wouldn't have done it with all that fucking complaining that you're doing. You kids just don't know what a hard day's work is. You fucking pussy bitch. I hate your guts. Kill yourself. Hey, what are you saying I'm mean for? What are you saying I'm the asshole for? No, you're an asshole because you're soft and your generation doesn't know what hard work is, and I pulled myself up by my dick straps, and you should too. Fucking die. Like, that's really what it is people think, older people specifically, they think it's okay to be cruel to younger people. It's a cathartic thing. It's a way for them to feel like they can be mean to somebody and it's socially acceptable, is what it is. It's like when somebody, it's like honestly, when black people hear the N-word, it's the same thing. When a cashier feels that you have crossed the line, so they get to be like, sir, get out of here. No, I'm not helping you. Get out of here. You can't talk to me like that. They you come in and they're fucking rude to you, and you're like, yo, dude, what's your fucking problem? What is your deal, bro? And they're like, I don't have to sit here and have you talk like that. Get out of here. Go. Oh, you want the manager? I am the manager. That's right. That's right. Like, people are just constantly trying to find ways that they can be awful to people. They can be awful to each other, And that's one of the ways that old people will be cruel to somebody and have it be socially acceptable, is to mask that cruelty in a paternalistic, no, actually, I care about you and I just want you to do the best you can, and you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You got to pull your asshole, and you got to work hard, is what it is. And it's just tough love is what it is. It's tough love. What are you, a snowflake? You can't take it? It's tough love. I hope your mom gets raped. It's just tough love, buddy. Like, that's the way that they are. That's the way that they fucking talk to people, And it's like, holy fuck, man, Spanish would have been cool to immersion learn, and Korean is easy but barely necessary. Korean and Spanish are very broken English, my very broken, I would assume you mean my very broken English. I worked a Spanish job, a Spanish, what the fuck? I worked a warehouse job for one day. I quit the next day because all my coworkers didn't speak English. It was hell. Oh yeah, you know? It's we're in a no-win situation, you know. And unfortunately, even though I'm a chopped unk now, I'm 32 years old. For one thing, the youngest zoomers are like 29. I'm only a year or two older than the youngest zoomers, so basically I'm like a zoomer is what it is. Nah, but like, jokes aside, like, I was abused by the system. I was chewed up and spit out, and it was so bad that I did not really have my life on track until, honestly, about the time that I met Sam. You know, I would say that I kind of got back on track to where, like, I could kind of move around and, like, not be all fucked up. Around the time I met Sam is when I started to kind of, like, really understand what I got to do and how I got to do it and all this stuff. So because of that, I don't have a career that I've been working on since 22, 23. If 10 years ago I had started my career, I would be 10 years into my career, which means I'm trying to get into cybersecurity right now. If I was in cybersecurity, for one thing, the barrier to entry was so low back then. I don't even think cybersecurity was really a thing back then. I think it was something people just had a basic understanding of, like, oh, don't tell people my password. But like, cybersecurity is an industry. I think if it was around, it was like a newborn, like it had just slid out the vagina like a year or two before I graduated from high school, right? But like, the barrier to entry not only would have been so much smaller, but also now that AI is hitting, I would have a lot of skills and I would have roots in the industry, and I would be able to survive what is going to be the coming AI purge. Right now, if I'm going to be strategic, I have to find ways around that. I have to try to go government contract. I have to try to find things that AI cannot do that I can specialize in, and I have to work my ass off. If I'm lucky enough to get a job, I probably won't get a job for another 2 to 3 years, truthfully. I might be doing all this right now just to have it be a bit of a hobby that, like, maybe I could find a way to monetize it on a micro scale by, like, going from business to business, like, hey, Mr. Restaurant owner, have you ever considered that maybe you could get hacked? Here, let me see your computer stuff and I'll make sure it's safe. $5,000, please. Like, maybe I could figure something like that out. I don't know, but like, I feel for these millennials. I feel for these Zoomers who are like 22, 23, 24, who they're just trying to get off the ground and they fucking can't. Because I have a bit of arrested development going on that I had to try and get out of, because like I said, I was so far abused by the system. It turned me into somebody who could not be around people. It just didn't happen. It didn't work for me, you know? And because of that, like, I had no clue what I was going to do with my life. I had no idea what to do. And, like, I'm in the same boat as them, essentially. Except I'm a chopped unk. I don't even have my youth that I can lean on. You know, it's now or never for me. It's make or break, you know? Sam is wrong. You can learn new things past the age of 28, 29. And I don't think that's, like, a hard rule that he is, like, absolutely, like, no, you're fucked. Don't even bother. I think what he really means is, like, if you've never touched a computer in your entire life and you're like 35, you're probably not going to become Mr. Cybersecurity expert. But like, if you've been using a computer your whole life, even if you're not a computer guy, you're probably in a place where you could kind of learn a little bit, you know? But like, it is true that it's tough to start a new career when you're in your 30s. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy, you know? It is fucked up out there, for sure, you know? I have 10 plus years as a software engineer. There won't be any jobs in 2 years, maybe as a software engineer. But the thing about cybersecurity is there's aspects of it that you will have to have somebody who knows what they're doing. You know, GRC, for instance, which is, you know, basically regulation compliance and things like that. Like you could have like AIs do spelling mistakes, dude. AIs fall into some of the dumbest mistakes that you can get. I've literally this coin right here, right? This is a 1923. Yep, 1923 peace dollar. If I took a picture of this and I asked ChatGPT, hey, what kind of coin this is, there's a chance it would tell me it's a Morgan, which a Morgan is a different kind of dollar coin that was utilized in America from I think it was 1880 something to 1921 or 22. I could sit there and be like, no, actually, that's not a Morgan, that's a peace dollar. And it would tell me, no, you're wrong about that. You're mistaken. It would literally argue with me. AI will be wrong and defend its position with no evidence. You'll be like, no, I have it right fucking here. This is a peace dollar. It is a 1923 peace dollar. And the AI will be like, no, it's not. It's a Morgan. Look it up. It's a Morgan. And then you'll be like, you'll take another picture and you'll be like, what coin is this? You'll be like, oh, silly me. You're right. Take a picture of the same coin. What is this? Oh, that's a 1923 peace dollar. AI, and don't get me wrong, AI is going to get better, but there's always going to be some things that AI simply cannot do, including in the tech field, including in IT, including in cybersecurity, even software engineering. I'm sure there's going to be things that you can figure out how to do, I have someone whose relative is a teacher, and apparently there's a large portion of kids who can't even read English, but they keep graduating them up the grades. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah. Education needs to be dismantled, I talked about how I was fucked up. The education system is one of the worst aspects of that, It was the way my parents treated me combined with the education system. And the way my parents treated me and the way the education system treated me were very similar. There was a presumption of guilt on my part, no matter what happened, no matter how it went down, no matter what I did. I was always treated shitty by them, And I'm not going to sit here and trauma dump on you guys, but the bottom line is the education system is not your friend. Your teachers are not your friend. Your teachers are losers. They're fucking losers almost 100% of the time. Even the good guys, there's still a loser aspect to them where it's yo, you're a good dude. Why are you wasting your time hanging out with children? Couldn't you think of anything better to do? It's if there's a self-awareness to it where it's I just like having summers off, bro. It's all right, I can respect that. As a fellow summer off enjoyer, I can tell you, yeah, all right, okay, I get it. But when it comes to the average teacher, no, fuck them. I want to say more, but if I say more, it's I don't want to take chances here on saying something that's a little too over the line, but fuck them, dude. They suck. They are less than human. Fuck them all, The school system is a piece of shit, and these teachers are losers and they're pieces of shit. Oh, this kid can't read, but I'm going to just pass him and push him through. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the school system's fault. It's not your fault. Yeah. Fuck off. Eat shit. It's fucking A, dude. Are you gonna check out Jimmy's streamer house thing? Maybe. I've been staying out of fish tank stuff, including peripheral stuff as well as orbiter stuff. I don't know that I'm trying to be that involved in any of it. Like that, but I'm not saying I won't tune in just to see how Jimmy's doing, I like Mizzy too. There is something about Mizzy that I do like. I think she's all right. I think she's cool, She looks really good since she lost that weight. You got to give her that, But yeah, We'll see. I would want to have kids solely so I can go to parent-teacher conference and start the conversation with why are you trying to kill me and my family? That's a good one. I'm gonna have to write that one down. I'm gonna sit down and be like, so why are you trying to kill me and my family? You don't want to fuck my child, do you? Just start it out with, so I notice you're a woman and you're teaching middle school English. You're not gonna fuck my child, are you? Because that's something that you guys do. I know that's what a lot of you hoes are up to. You got a thing for kids and you think you're gonna become teachers and you're gonna fuck children. I better not hear my son got fucked by you. You better be careful, lady. You better be fucking careful. Like that'd be the funnest way to start a parent-teacher conference. Like, hey, you're not one of those diddlers, are you? Like I see a lot of things in the news about like, oh, the 14-year-old boy raped by high school teacher. You're not gonna do that to my son, are you? Only teachers I know, one was actually illiterate as an undergraduate in English. The other was a gaslighting freak. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So from what I've heard, you're a pedophile. Yeah. Hey, I heard it from a reliable source, which will remain anonymous, that you are a pedophile. Do you care to comment? That'd be the funnest way. That'd be the funnest way, you know? The thing about the public school system and any school system is you need to have a lawyer friend that will draft a strongly worded letter threatening lawsuits. If there is one thing school systems will shit their pants over, they will shit their pants in the chair that they're sitting in while you are talking to them. If you get a lawyer who shows up and is like, hey, just want to hand you this, or if you have them send an email for you, man, they will fucking forget about it, dude. They will suck your dick. What lawyer? Lawsuit? They'll get down on their knees and be like, whip it out, whip it out, whip it out, whip it out. Like, you need to. And I know this because I had a Jewish friend growing up, right? And it was a tale of two cities, the best of times and the worst of times. This friend of mine and I, we had similar problems. You know, we marched to the beat of our own drum. We were young boys, we had testosterone, you know, and we were forced into a feminine system for females. And we did not take kindly to the whole, you got to cut your dick off, son, or else we're going to groom you to do so later. We didn't take kindly to that. My friend decided he was just going to stop going to school straight up. He was like, fuck this, I ain't going. Not like excused absence, not taking a break from school, none of that. No. None of that. Just straight up, I ain't going, skipping school. His parents got a lawyer, and I don't know if they sued the school system, but they threatened to sue the school system, and they entered into some form of negotiation where they were able to have my friend graduate pretty much on time. If he didn't graduate on time, he did like another half school year, like a semester essentially, afterwards at an alternative school is what happened. He did like a half a year at an alternative school, and he graduated basically on time after skipping his entire sophomore year and a great deal of his junior year. And that's because his parents hired a lawyer. Me, I missed a lot of school because I had some medical issues, and they just piled on a ton of makeup work and they pushed me through. But the thing is, they didn't let me play sports. They kind of treated me like I was a retard. It's like I had a surgery that I had to be out for like 2.5 months. Like fucking what are you guys doing? And me, I almost didn't graduate on time. You know, there's no reason why I shouldn't have been allowed to play sports. There's no reason I shouldn't have been allowed to do a lot of different things, you know? And there's no reason why I should have been like stressing and shit like that, you know? I shouldn't have been treated the way that I was. And it's just like, you fucking assholes, you know? It's because my parents didn't get a lawyer. My parents were the pull yourselves up by the bootstraps kinds of guys, you know? My dad is still like that, you know? He's fucking sitting here. I'm afraid he's jinxing me, right? I just recently got my car back. It was in the shop for the better part of a month. And the shop gave me a brand new Ford Ranger. The thing had like 3,700 miles on it when I took the thing. It was like brand new. If it wasn't a 2026, it was a 25, or maybe it was like a 24 that didn't get sold and it's just been sitting there forever, right? But the bottom line is this car is like, it has not been driven by that many people for that long, right? And they hit me up Monday of last week like, hey, your car is ready, you can come pick it up anytime. And I lied to them. I was like, oh, hey, thank you so much. It sucks, though, because I'm actually on a business trip right now. I'm not in the area. I'm not going to be able to get there till, like, Sunday, maybe Saturday at the earliest. And they're like, nah, that's fine. It's all good. So I kept this brand new truck for, like, another week. And my dad asks me on, like, Thursday or Friday, he's like, hey, so when are you getting your car back? I was like, probably, like, Monday or Tuesday next week, meaning this week, you know. And I was like, yeah, I told them I'm on a business trip and I can't come pick it up till then. And he was like, oh, well, you should try and get it back in there as soon as you can because, you know, you'll be on the hook if something happens. And it's like, yeah, fucking, what if nothing happens, though? And sure enough, nothing happened. Nothing happened. I brought the truck back. I didn't even fill the gas tank. They didn't give a fuck. They, like, I hop out, I hop into my car. I shed a tear because I really did like that truck. I think I'm going to have to get a truck at some point in the near future. But, and I just go on with my day and it's all good. It's A-okay. It's all set, you know? But like, here's like, it's like, fuck, man, you know? It's like, I'm going to get out of here soon, by the way. I'm going to read a few more, but I probably will ski-daddle, on the sooner side. It's like Sam, in one of the PGL episodes back when I used to watch PGL like that, he said you're being white when you should be Dominican. You're being white, you gotta be Dominican, you know? You gotta be Dominican about some shit, Dad. I'm being Dominican about this. This is a brand new truck. I'm never gonna own a brand new car. Are you kidding me? There's no way I'm gonna own a brand new car in my life. That ain't gonna happen. Fucking, I'm riding this thing around as much as I can. The fucking thing ruled, you know. They ask where you heard it from. Just say around. Exactly, talking about the pedophile accusations. It's like, you know, somebody told me. I heard it around, you know. Your lawyer forces your son's elementary school teacher to go to the sex offender registry just in case. That's so funny. Just trying to get out ahead of it. Like, oh, well, you know, it'd be better if I just admit to it instead of them finding out about it. They haven't even done anything. The lawyer just scares them so much. They're like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Did I ever do that? Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Maybe I did. Maybe he wouldn't be accusing me if I didn't do it. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Am I? Am I one of those? Oh man. that'd be so fucking funny. But anyway, I'm gonna exit on out of Snark Raiders. We'll chill for another minute or two, but then I am going to head on out. I'm gonna hit the road. Excuse me, man. Excuse me, geez, but yeah, I should be streaming Friday, if not Saturday. If not, I'll try to make sure I stream Sunday. It's the slow season at work right now. Even though I am working, it's still slow. So I have quite a bit of time off until the next time I work. I have like about another week until I work again. I had work today, and I'm not going to have it until like Friday of next week. So, you know, that's good. That's good, I guess. Sucks for my paycheck, sucks for my wallet, but hey, what you gonna do? I need to get a haircut because the thing is, my hair's fucked up for sure, and it's gotten worse. But what makes it look worse than it even is the fact that this hair still grows in mad thick. So like, I have fucking this growing out like that, and then this just kind of it hits a wall, you know. I don't look that bad when I have a haircut, you know. It's still pretty fucked up though. I still do look kind of bad, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, peace out, Zach. Appreciate you popping in, you know, as always. Thank you. I am going to head. I'm going to ask that forearms question again next stream. What do you mean, Zach? Ask it real quick. Ask it real quick. I'll answer it now. I didn't see the forearms question. Now I'm curious what you're talking about. I'll give you a second. Yeah, I was looking into Oil Can Boyd. He played for the Sox from 82 to 89, then the Expos from 90 to 91, then the Texas Rangers in 1991. You know, if I made, how would you fight someone with four arms? That's a good one. You know, I'd probably try to grapple, because the thing is, like, four arms would probably be tough to deal with. But if I could isolate one and break it, that's one less arm, and then I break another arm, and then he's got the same amount of arms. Especially if it's like Goro, where it's like there's arm and then arm that goes down that way, right? It would be really weird for him to have to fight with the arms that go down in this direction. So if I could get these arms, these ones, right? That would be better. That'd probably be better, you know. But what was I gonna say? If they had them, not you. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. I was gonna say before I head out, like, I was looking into Oil Can Boyd a second ago, and, like, you know, as a dude from Boston, it was always my dream to play for the Red Sox. It was always my dream to play for the Boston Red Sox. But you know what? There's a piece of me that's kind of like, you know, I would love to go elsewhere, like the Montreal Expos. Like, I wonder how it will be in Montreal in the springtime. I wonder what things there are to do. I wonder what sites there are. You know, Baltimore. You know, Baltimore's a nice city. It's not. I mean, you know, some parts of it are nice. Some parts of it are nice. You know, Texas, Seattle. You know, it'd be fun playing for the Seattle Mariners for a season. That'd be fun. You know. Just getting to see sights, getting to see different places, you know? Because when you're, like, sure, you might travel to Seattle to play the Mariners as a Boston Red Sox, but, like, you play, and then it's like, what, you get dinner, and then you're either in bed because you got another game the next day, or you're back on a bus or a plane. It's like, fuck that, you know? Anyway, you can break them, but he can swing his broken arms at your head. I mean, if he wants to swing his broken arms at my head, that's going to hurt him a lot. It's going to make the break worse, you know? Like, it's like, yeah, like, all right, man, go ahead, you know? Fucking, it's going to be painful. It's going to be real painful, you know? Pain compliance is bullshit, but, like, you can cause somebody so much pain that, like, they kind of can't fight through it that easy. You know, and yeah, you know, you break two arms in a fight. That's, yeah. But anyway, I am going to head on out again. Thank you, everybody who popped in. I appreciate you, as you know. I will see you next time. Until then, peace out.
Suck Sullivan, don't mess with his load, or you will get undone. Spinning round and round, bleeding on the ground. Scotty Rocker, laundry killer, no remorse in this beamer. Fabric assassin, hood cleaner, coming for your Rasta queen. Rape on the washing machine, no use to fight back. MMA, knock your nigga head like a KKK. Hush your nigga mouth if you can't walk the talk. Smoked. Me running really, really fast. Ginger eye round the back of me black ass. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Closing inch by inch, got me in a pinch. Modern day Scotty Rocker laundry lynch. for your Rasta queen. Rape on the washing machine. No use to fight back. MMA, knock your nigga head like a KK.